Okay, this video is about your OnShape train sketch assignment. Okay, so we are going to do a lot of this together as a class, but if you fall behind, here's how we're going to go about doing it. Okay, so you're going to find this video right here. Once I'm done making it, remember there are a series of tools down here to help you how to do specific things that are like roughly a minute long each. Then when you're done, take a screenshot, turn it on this Canvas page. Okay, so we're going to turn this train into a few sections. Okay, we're going to worry about this as a rectangle. It's a short, fat rectangle, and this one's a tall, skinny one above it. And then we have this little rectangle in here for a window. So we're going to do those three rectangles first. Okay, so there was a link right here to OnShape. Get logged in. When you're logged into OnShape, from your dashboard, say Create Document. And then when you create a document, you are going to name it your name train sketch. Okay, once OnShape is loaded, we're just going to draw everything on the front today. So I'm going to go to the front view over here. Okay, sketch, and then no tools show up. Remember, I'm going to keep hammering this. You have to select the sketch plane. So we got a sketch plane. For the first rectangle, I'm going to use the corner rectangle right here, and I'm just going to click on that once. Click once for the top left, then once for the bottom right. I'm going to make it, the exact size doesn't matter on today's assignment, but I'm going to make it roughly 4 by 2.5. Okay. I'm not going to worry about getting the exact measurements because I don't want the dimensions like showing up all over the screen when you turn it in. Okay, so roughly 2.5 by 4. Okay, and now we're going to do the tall, skinny rectangle in the back. Something I would highly recommend doing is starting it right here. See how that highlights yellow with a box around it? That's where I really want all you guys to start this sketch. Okay, that way when you have to make any adjustments later, it's still constrained to the other one. Okay, so I'm going to say I think this should be about 2.5 wide by about 4 tall. Okay, so that's the tall, skinny rectangle. Now we're going to put the little window in here, and how we're going to go about the window is we're going to find the center point and place it there. Okay, so instead of corner rectangle in this one, we're going to go to center point rectangle. Watch as I move my mouse across this. I'm not clicking. I'm dragging it across. I'm dragging it across. Boom. That signifies that that is the middle of that line. So if I keep dragging that straight down with the yellow line that follows, I'm going to put the window in the exact center right there. So I'm going to click once for the center of it. Then I'm just going to eyeball it, make sure it looks like a good window. So that looks good. Okay. Hit the escape button to turn the tool off. Now we're going to do this little arc on the top. Okay. So how do you do the arc on the top? You go to your 3-part arc tool right here. You know, click on the first point of the arc on the left side, the second point on the other side, and then just make it look however you think it looks nice. So I'm going to go about right there. Okay. So now we're going to move to the front right here. This is a triangle on the front of it, but I'm just going to use the line tool once here and the line tool once here. Okay, so line tool over here, or L on your keyboard. I'm going to click once on here, but here, before I click, what I'm going to do is I want this to line up with this dot over here. So I'm going to touch it and then slowly move over to the side with that yellow line that follows. That way I know that's going to be the line up with that. So I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to click right here to close it off. Okay, so now you got that front triangle on it. Next, this is a tall, skinny rectangle with a short, fat one above it. We're going to do that now. So I'm going to go back to rectangle. I'm going to make it a corner rectangle. I'm going to start roughly right here. Make a taller, skinnier one. Okay, and then above that, I'm going to put the shorter, fatter one. Okay, now I'm going to use the line tool to make 3 lines right here to make this shape. And then, so line tool. I'm going to want it to center with this. So I'm not going to click, but I'm going to touch this with my mouse and go up. See how the yellow line follows it? And then I'm going to click once right here, connect that to that. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here where I don't click, but I hover over it. And then I also want this to be even with that. So if I touch that without clicking, look, that right there, it shows those 2 yellow lines. It constrains that to both of those together. Okay, then I'm going to connect that, and then I'm going to connect that top part right there. Okay, now we're going to use the spline tool to make the smokestack. So spline tool right here. I'm going to just draw some smoke coming out of here. Hit the escape button to turn the tool off. Okay, so now I got smoke coming out of it. Now I'm going to move down here to the wheels. We're going to draw a small wheel, and then another small wheel, and then a big wheel with a little circle inside of it. We're going to put this thing across of it, the big rectangle, and then we're going to write our name on the end. Okay, so first we're going to put this small circle right here. How am I going to go about doing that? Instead of using the center point circle, I'm going to go with a 3-point circle because I want it to actually touch right here. Okay, so I'm going to say touch here, and then I'm going to put the other one roughly like right here, and then I'm going to put my bottom left one right here. Okay, so that'll be my first small wheel. Well, if I want my second small wheel to line up with that one, I can switch it to the center point circle, and I hover over there but don't click, and I just drag it over, and then I'd be like, oh, well, it's going to have the same center, and it's going to go up until it touches that. So those two circles should line up pretty well. Now we're going to go to the big one right here. In this case, we're just going to eyeball it. So center rectangle, I'm going to start it a little bit above that line. So that's that line. So I'm going to say about right here. Okay. See how that wheel's too low? Well, I'm going to click it and I'm going to drag it up so it looks like it's much more even with the other wheel. Okay. So that's better. And now we need the center circle inside of that one. The center circle should start in the same spot as the other one. So it should start right there. And it should go about that big. Okay, before we draw the bar that goes across here, let's delete a few extra lines so we don't have to do them later. So you're going to go to your trim tool right here, and we're going to get rid of this line, click there, or get rid of that line, click there, that here, and that here. So now that wheel kind of looks a little bit 3D, sort of, that it's in front of the rest of the train. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my corner rectangle. I'm going to draw a corner rectangle that goes across the wheels like this. Stop it, and then I am going to use my trim tool again and get rid of this line, that line, that line, that line, and that line. Okay, so then if I center it again, now I'm going to hit the escape button so that this tool turns off, right? Escape. One last thing, you need to write your name, Choo Choo. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to click on my text tool right here. I'm going to just put some text right here, and I'm going to say Homer's Choo Choo. Okay, get in the habit of having bold turned on. So then you just hit that, and you're going to move it over here so it's all in the shot. So you're going to put your name, not Homer. Okay, so then you can center it. You can take that screenshot, or you can hit the check mark, take that screenshot, whichever one's fine. Okay, the blue one looks a little bit nicer, but I really don't care. So take your screenshot showing that you have all this done. Go back here to Canvas. From the student view, make sure you hit the submit assignment button, then scroll down, and then it should be your most recent screenshot that you can turn in, okay? So if you need help, obviously help me, but this video is to help you help yourself as well.